Hey guys, so for this part of the tutorial, I am going to give you some of my most recommendations when it comes to drifting and some tips to kind of help you get into a better rhythm and just overall just improve. When you start implementing some of these tips, it is going to help you go a pretty long way. And when you get pretty good at this, where you can really implement all these tips, you're going to go pretty far up the ranks when you get good at this outside of map knowledge, okay? So, um, tip one, don't overdrift. Whether it's a single drift or a chain drift, right and drift, you don't want to go like a 90-degree angle, okay? Like you don't want to do it like this. It's kind of counterproductive because you don't want to overdrift. You want to kind of keep it at a 45-degree angle, okay? So like 45 degrees, 45-degree angle, 45-degree angle, because it lets you face a little more straight to sustain a little bit more forward speed while building a drift. Now, I will say that when you're going around a really sharp turn and you're drifting as sharp as you can, yes, it will build your drift meter faster or more and faster, but swinging all over the road even on a straightaway, while I will say even doing that, even if it's a bad habit, because I used to do that when I first started playing to try and build my drift meter to get more speed, I was actually hurting a little bit of my speed because I was hurting my speed efficiency, I should say, okay? Because while overdrifting or drifting more can technically build your meter just a little bit faster, but the trade-off is not as beneficial when you're doing it on a straightaway, because that drift meter will build up and it will come as you go, but you still just want to kind of maintain overall efficiency, because efficiency is a bit better than just short-term trying to build up the meter. All right. Okay, so that's the 45-degree angle, sharp drifts, don't overdrift. Okay, another thing. So beginners are usually going to do this, okay? I'll demonstrate it right now going around this turn. They're going to be at 570 kph. They're just going to be at the base max speed, okay? And then they're going to start into a drift. So I'm going to get like 500 something speed and then be drifting, okay? Most players are going to do that, okay? But the best way to go about that, but a better option, is when you're on a straightaway, try to get a drift, even a small one, in first, so you have a little bit of a speed boost before going in. So that way, if you go around a sharp turn or a longer turn, you have some kind of boost to help you get around that turn a little faster. Because the turns are where it kind of screws people, where they get left behind against better players. When you're going around a turn and you don't already have a speed boost in. Because if you go around every turn at 570 kph starting, that's great and dandy, but the problem is you can get more for your speed if you try to get in a drift first. So like over here, I'm going to drift. Here, I'm going to build up a drift first just to get some speed. Now that I got that, then I'm going to go around this turn at a higher speed, you see? And then I'm going to drift again. I'm going to chain this one because my speed isn't dropping yet. Now it's dropping. There we go. See? Long drift, long drift. Okay, that was a bad drift there, but I'm just giving kind of a quick example. Okay, so with that, also, so the idea is, especially in a long drift, don't just sit at 570 kph or the base max speed, okay? Try to get like a small drift in first, then get a bigger one in around a long drift, okay, or around a long turn, all right? Because you want to get through that turn as soon as possible to prepare for your next drift. I'm going to demonstrate on a different map really quick after this, kind of showing you an example of how to go about long turns when it comes to drifting, where they're so long that even with a speed boost, you're not going to get through that turn before it drops. I'm going to kind of show you how to go about that, okay, in the next clip. Last tip I have on this part is, tap the joystick. Because one thing that's going to be difficult for you is drifting and maintaining it without it ending too early on the drift, or basically to prevent the drift from ending too early, okay? Like you want to sustain it. When you go around a turn and you start your drift, tap your joystick in the direction. Just go tap, 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 okay? So first I'm going to build a drift, boost, boom. drift right, tap, 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 tap. I'm tapping to the right. See how I'm sustaining my speed a little longer or in that direction? Right, tap, 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 tap. See? You can get close to maxing out your meter a lot more. So if you're tapping your joystick, okay, so right turn, tap, 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 tap. See, when you're tapping it, it wiggles the front tires. See? And you're getting a longer drift, tap, tap, tap. And you can tell when you're moving your tires. See, your tires wiggle. Hard right, left right, left right, left right. See the tires? I just kind of just showed that left right just for the demonstration of the tires wiggling. Don't actually do that in the turn. But when you're tapping the joystick, when you want to sustain your drift a longer time, you just tap the joystick. Just tap, 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 and it'll sustain you in that direction without straightening out and without overturning. It gives you kind of a balance. So then that way it kind of sustains the angle a little better, because it's a lot harder to try and push your joystick just a little bit over to get that perfect one. It's a lot easier just to tap the joystick, because the difference between that is extremely minimal versus trying to slightly press your joystick versus just tapping it. Okay, I do it that way all the time. For the most of the point, well, with experience you'll probably learn how to smooth that out more, but that is the main thing with the tips. Okay.